Boom!
Oh,
Jake, what are you doing?
I got him!
Yeah, my arrows poked his spot.
Don't worry, I will save you!
Ow!
You have been saved!
Suck on this, motherfucker!
It's only a name.
I've been wanting to do this video for a long time. I couldn't figure out how many monsters I wanted to put on this list, so I just decided to go with one that's right in the middle. Not a top 5, not a top 10, just a top 7 favorite Monster Hunter monsters. The only I will be excluding Deviants. Oh goodness, what is it? Basically anything that's not a base of a monster, basically, if that makes any sense. Got it? Cool. Grab some popcorn, grab some cookies, sit in your favorite chair, kick back, and relax, I guess? Anyway, here are my top 7 favorite Monster Hunter monsters. Josh is smart! Well, this is gonna be a surprise to some of my closest friends, but number 7 is Tigre.
Oh yeah, oh right there.
Right up the
Oh, dude, into my big fat pussy.
Now, here's the thing. I am not blind to why Tigre is not that good of a monster. And quite frankly, he's kind of fallen off a little bit for me. For a while, he was one of my favorites, and maybe my favorite at one point. But now he doesn't give up the same effect. Maybe I should explain a little bit why. So, when I first started fighting this guy, oh, it was an exciting, thrilling, and overall a challenging fight. It really not only did it get me really into Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate when I first fought, but it also taught me just what I was getting into with monsters later on down the line. And Tigre just left that kind of an impression on me, and ever since then, I did enjoy fighting this guy. Well, that was until I got really good at fighting him, because now he's kind of a stepping stone now. But that's still not the case for when I have to help other people with this monster. I can basically go one-on-one with this guy and be completely fine. I enjoy fighting this monster, because this is one of those monsters that, like, once you learn the moveset, he's not that hard to fight. But now, let me get to the parts that I do like about the monster. Number 1 is his design. It's really cool looking. Even those that hate him and not disagree, he is a cool monster to look at. And not only that, he has power, not just in his iconic roar attack, but also in just his attacks. He doesn't have any elements that he uses. He just uses his straight up brute strength, which really shows. This guy is honestly still one of my favorites, just because he still can give off that impression a few times that I do fight him, which is why I place him here at number 7.
Oh, you mean when it's trying to fly?
Like this?
Like that!
When Monster Hunter Rise came out, there was not a lot of the new monsters left a huge impression on me. Most of them were kinda, some of them were bad, but this one, on the other hand, Gosar Rog, he scared me. Stay away from me, please! Oh my gosh! This is terrifying! This guy, much like Tigrex, he has power. He is terrifying. He exudes a sort of a presence when you first meet him. And boy, does he deliver. Each attack hurts when you first fight him. I should know, because I was utterly terrified when I first fought him. Not only that, his cool design and the ice attacks that he does is a cool take on him. I know, if I recall, I believe he's, what is it? Interpreted? No. Anyway, based. He's based on this guy is based on a Oni. At least that's what I've been told. And he honestly really does look like one. Not only that, the way he attacks and fights really just shows just how powerful this guy is. Because even if you do knock those ice blades off of him, even if he hits you, it still hurts. And honestly, he's just another one of those monsters that is just, I'm pretty sure, will make a comeback. He left a huge impression on players, and from what I can tell, a lot of players do like this guy, which is ultimately the reason why I feel like he will come back, and when he does, we're going to be happy about it. And I know for a fact I'm going to enjoy fighting him.
Stay back the bench.
Oh my gosh! I fell a long way!
Fucking worth it!
Now, this monster didn't need an impression for me to like it. I just had to fight it once, and I was instantly in love with Asos. Asos is one of those monsters that I just had to fight it once, and I loved it. The fight, the music, everything that this guy does is just so, just thinking about it gets me all happy. This monster is just, it's great. He's just great. His theme song is amazing. If you ever had the chance to actually listen to this theme song, you really should. His theme song is a banger. Not only is it great, but also the fight really complements the music. Because the music alone, I don't know if it does for everyone else, but for me, whenever I fight Asos with the music, I just get more pumped up to fight this guy. And not only that, his attacks are cool to watch. It's all power and electric and just, it's shocking of just how great that his attacks complement just his design. And Bug Insect Dragon. I didn't think one would look cool, but man, if they continue to look like Asos, I'll gladly ride on one too. Not only has this guy got a cool design, but his armor and weapons are really good, and I remember farming the living crap out of him when I was in the base game of Monster Hunter Generations. And still to this day, I am just glad they brought him back for Rise, and they didn't really change that much out of his fight, which is all the more better. So like I said, Asos is a good, well-rounded monster that, again, there's not a lot of people I know that hate this guy. They all enjoy fighting him, and to be quite honest, I love this guy. And every time they bring him back, I'm ultimately, will probably most likely drop a lot of things just to try to play the Monster Hunter game he's in.
I'm gonna hide it here for a minute.
Oh my god!
Do you see why
Oh my god!
the amount
I
of
told you,
work this is doing is phenomenal.
Back in the old games of Monster Hunter, I don't think I recall any monster that left an impression of fear and utter terror than when Devil Joe did.
Fuck you! He's not that much of a problem.
A lot!
Devil Joe took a huge 180 when it came to Monster Hunter World. In the old games, he was not to like hurt it or anything. It was still pretty scary, mainly because you didn't know if it would show up. It was one of those monsters that would just show up randomly. But at the same time, it wasn't exactly the worst or hardest fight or a terrifying fight, but it was still a terrifying monster to come across. But when World came out and basically redid the Devil Joe, they made him from pretty scary to full-on terrifying. The way he fights in World is completely different than the way he does in the old games. And it's just, oh, man. To basically describe how he fights is just, he definitely fights like a monster. He fights he doesn't care about his own personal safety. He will leap at you. He will plant his face into the ground. He will do anything in his power to make sure you die so he can eat you. It's crazy. He's basically the only monster that I can think of off the top of my head, at least, who can do that. And it's so cool to watch him do it. Granted, it's not that fun when he's like hurting you really hard, but I digress. He's a cool monster, and he left a huge impression on me when I first fought him, and I ultimately enjoy fighting him every single time. I just hope they can bring him back again, because him not being in Rise kind of felt kind of sad. But I'm telling you what. And if you want an example of how terrifying he is, just look up his theme song, and that's all you need.
Get away! Get away! I'm gonna die! I'm gonna die! I'm gonna die! I'm gonna die! I live!
Big monkey.
Heads up!
No! Help!
Shit! Help! I'm hitting you! I'm hitting you! I'm hitting you! I'm only healing! I'm behind a buster!
Oh, geez. I never really, how do I put this nicely? I have not had too much experience with the Rajing of the old games. Granted, I kind of really started fighting him more once I got into World, but I have fought the old version of Rajing, and the old version of Rajing, he's pretty terrifying. Like what they did with him in World, in the old games, he was pretty terrifying, mainly because of how fast he was. And all his attacks not only hit hard, but they were quick, and they came at you fast. He moved way too fast for a monster on the old games. And they brought that over to World, and they amped up the fight even more. Not only did he become practically almost more powerful and almost hit just as hard, they really showed just how strong this guy is. This Rajang is powerful. Rajang is powerful, he is strong, and he's not afraid to make you hurt. Not only that, his pin attack is also pretty cool. Much like Devil Joe, he's also a nomadic creature, meaning just like I said before, I know I'm redundant, like Devil Joe, he will basically travel around to different places. So, much like Devil Joe, again, you don't know if you're going to get him, and when he shows up, he could totally make a chaotic edition of the fight. But yeah, Rajang is cool. Not only that, the armor and weapons are really good. They're really good thunder weapons, and I do suggest that most people do get them, mainly because of just how powerful they are. So yeah, he's another one of those monsters that are really well-rounded, and I do enjoy fighting him, especially now. He is, I love fighting the monkey.
Alright, idiot. Don't get too turned on.
Oh boy, here we go. We're getting to the top 2. So, I started in Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate. I'm pretty sure everyone knows where I'm going with this. Gormagala is just one of those monsters that practically it's really hard not to dislike him. It's really hard to not want to like this guy. His design is just... it really, if you played Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate when he first came out, his design perfectly exemplified what he was. He was an unknown creature. You didn't know what this thing was capable of when you first fought it. And he had this aura, this dark aura around him. And with the disease and the virus that he was spreading, it really showed. Gormagala was one of those monsters that when you fought, you knew something was going to go down. And honestly, even though in a way he kind of was in the old games, maybe a slightly lower tier than what he was in Rise, but he still was terrifying. He still is powerful. He still is just as deadly. And I'm glad they brought that over the Rise for him. He is still just as powerful and just as deadly as I remember him, and I'm grateful for that. Not only that, he's got probably one of the best designs in the game, and especially when he goes in that frenzy mode. Oh, that's so good looking. Oh, I think I almost nutted there for a second. This monster is cool. It's got a cool design, and don't get me started on what the weapons and armor are like. The weapons are really good dragon weapons, and the armor is nice. And like I said before, he's really hard to dislike. I don't know anyone that I know of that really hates this guy. And like I said, he's one of those monsters that is well liked by practically everyone, and I was honestly really happy when they brought him out. And for the longest time, I thought, you know what, this guy has to be my favorite monster. But then I remembered, there's one other monster that tops him. And of all intents and purposes, he's still my number 2 favorite Monster Hunter monster. Those are my favorite Monster Hunter monsters. I don't know what else to say other than maybe I'll do a least favorite Monster Hunter monsters. I am not really looking forward to that. Anyway, bye.
What the? No! Fuck you! Fuck you! Oh my God! William's dying! Oh Jesus shit!